and welcome to the start of this project vlog. We are going to be casting on my dad's birthday sweater that I got him for his 50th birthday, and I am going to be making it in the Drops Nepal. I really like this yarn, and I've made one before for my mom when she turned 50 years old, so I know that this quality of yarn is very good for this sweater. The only thing is that it just works up the tiniest bit smaller than the fritidsgarn, which is suggested. So I am just sitting here thinking that I'm gonna be doing a size up for it to fit the correct size. I measured my dad on his birthday, and he measures to be an extra large. He's a very tall man. He's like almost 2 meters tall, and I'm thinking of sizing up since I know that my gauge is just the tiniest bit smaller, and the positive ease on the sweater is just a little bit less than it is on the women's size, where I didn't size up because I was thinking that maybe it didn't really matter, that the positive ease got from 30 centimeters to 20 centimeters, and this gauge is from 20 centimeters. So not the gauge, but the positive ease. So if my gauge is a little bit less, then it would be kind of a sweater with no positive ease, or like 10 centimeters, but I feel like this sweater needs a bit more of positive ease. So I'm thinking of doing the double XL. Luckily these two sizes start the same, so I can always change my mind when I start doing the sweater. Then I can measure my gauge again and just see if it changed or if it didn't. So that's lucky, and I'm just very excited to start this project. I got all the yarn yesterday evening, no, 2 days ago late at night. So I got 20 skeins of the Drops Nepal in the sage green color, and it's just a very, very beautiful green. It's very soft pastel, but I feel like it would look very, very great on my dad. He said he did pick this color, and he said he picked this color because it was very pretty, and he also had like a shirt a long time ago that was this color that he misses so much, so I feel like that was kind of sweet. So yeah, I will start doing this now. I know that you have to start this project on with the Judy's Magic cast on, and I've done that only once before, and I definitely need to watch the video again from the Petite Knits website and brush up my memory on how to do that. I felt like it was you just had to like get a hang of it, like the motion of it. But I feel like that's all I just have to say for this right now. I'm just very excited. I have all of these skeins, and I am dying to actually get started. So yeah, let's just do that right now. I have actually managed to do quite a lot in this week. All of these pearl rows hurt my hands, so I can't really do a lot of rows at a time. So yeah, but I have managed to do this. I am just writing down all of the raglan increases that you have to do from like the collar and then down before I put it in the round. So this is like the depth of the zipper that I'm doing right now, and that is also why that is having so long like pearl needles and pearl rounds, and it's also going like slower every time because I am increasing. I really enjoy it, and I really enjoy raglan the raglan increases. I really do feel like it looks very good in the Nepal yarn. I love how it like just raises it a little bit, and I feel like that looks quite good. I don't even know if you can see it very well, but as soon as it gets in a round, I feel like I can try it on, and then we can just see how it looks, even though it's gonna be very big. We just reached a very exciting milestone on the zipper sweater. We reached actually getting it in the round, which I think it's the most exciting thing, also because I am going on a conference tomorrow with my school, which means there's gonna be a lot of like listening tomorrow, so that is gonna be perfect for that. So I will show you right as soon as I get ready. I just want to show that I just got the zipper sweater in the round, which is very exciting. I'm going on a conference, so I am actually very excited to have this to go with me and just knitting the round. I am increasing only on the body now, and I think that's not too many rounds, so and after that it's just like continuously just in around without having to do anything for like so many centimeters. So I'm actually very excited. I think I can get that done today so I can bring it to the conference tomorrow. So yeah, I'm very excited about that, and also yeah, it's looking so good, and I am very, very pleased with it. I love the color, I love working on it, so yeah, very, very happy. Hello guys, it is now I think day something like a little bit over a week for this knitting my dad's sweater. I have just been to a conference today where you sit and listen to a lot of presentations. So yeah, I just wanted to show you that yesterday I got it in the round to just sit and knit it at these presentations. So yeah, I have knitted this much in the body now, and I'm not quite sure if we can try it on. I mean, we can try, but I'm not quite sure if I can get it over because I haven't got any more of those. I haven't gotten more of these because I'm using them for the arms, but yesterday, or before I knitted it in, or got it in the round, I did take a little bit of a video of me trying it on. You can see it here, but I am not sure if I can get this over me because the needle is not the biggest. Yeah, so here is where we are at. I'll just put my hair away. I feel like there is like a nice amount of room, but I'm always concerned about sizes of things. Always, but I am knitting the 2XL because of my gauge is a little bit tight, but I'm thinking it's gonna be okay. Like this, there is a lot of room, but I'm always so insecure. I feel like it looks good. I love the color. I love the color of this, but what do you guys think? I feel like it fits me, and this is supposed to be for my dad, but the needle also restricts it a little bit, and you can see up here that there is more room, so I don't think I have to be so scared of it actually not having enough space. I'm sure it does. Like petite knit, I did think about my gauge, and petite knit is like you get what you knit. I feel like it's very reliable, is what is the word I am looking for. I really love it. I love working on it, and yeah, I'll just catch you in the next update. Hopefully my dad can try it on soon, but since moving out, it's been a long time ago I moved out, but when like doing stuff like this and knitting for both of my parents is like a little bit more difficult to actually get them to try stuff on and stuff. So yeah, but hopefully he can try it on next time maybe I see him. That would be very nice, I think. Yeah, I'll see you in the next update. The length is already too long for me, I would say, but it's not for my dad, who is almost 2 meters tall. So this goes to like around my like hip area, like the widest part of my hips, and I still think I need like 10 more centimeters before I do the rib, which is also almost 10 centimeters. So there's like almost 20 centimeters left on the body, but I feel like it goes very quick. Like I feel like this Friday this was a crop top on me, and now Monday it's not, but I also did bring it to a birthday, and I've also worked a lot on it yesterday, and no, not yesterday, but on Saturday. again from my parents' house. I went there to go pick up a zipper. Oh, it only needs this where you knit around here and all the way around to make like a casing for the zipper to sit in, just as there is here. So I only need that, and then all the knitting is done. Then it needs to be blocked, and when it's blocked I can sew in the zipper. Hello, it is Monday evening and I just finished all the knitting on my zipper sweater. I just finished the casing that you put the zipper in on the inside of the sweater here, but I can just turn it. You knit that on the wrong side of the sweater, so I'll just put it on the right side. I haven't weaved in the ends or anything yet, but I think I will do that tomorrow, and then we will also block it, which is very exciting. And I also got the zipper for the zipper sweater today, so it is ready to be blocked almost as soon as the ends are weaved in. So happy. It is huge and it's only gonna get bigger when it's blocked. I will just quickly show you the zipper. It is this one. I picked out, or me and my mom picked out, this beige color, which we thought suits this the most out of all of the petite knit colors that there were in the store. So I'm just excited. This has been such a fun knit, but I will wait for the for the final update so we can talk about it there and give it a real try on. But yeah, tomorrow I will block it and I will also take you guys along with me, so I will just see you then. I have just filled the sink with the water and now we're gonna go out and put this in. I usually put it in for like about a half an hour, and let's just see if with this big one if it even fits. So I am just weaving in the ends now and then we're gonna plug it. I did already fill up the sink and then forgot that I didn't weave in the ends yesterday, so we're just doing it quickly. Luckily I usually do it in cold water so that it doesn't really matter that it sits out there, the water, and I haven't put anything in it yet, so I don't really have a technique of weaving in ends. I just use a little needle or a yarn needle and put it in, and then just I usually try and find like a strategic place to weave in and just do that if there's a hole or anything. But other than that, I just weave it in and out and hopefully do it so you can't really tell. So yeah, I will just be doing this. It will take me maybe like a few minutes, and then I will put it in the water. Okay, now all the ends are weaved in, so let's go out and put it in the water. I just noticed actually, because I've done this sweater once before, and that time I twisted this like casing that you do for the zipper, and I haven't done this time, I'm pretty sure, so I'm really pleased about that. On the other one I had to like frog it, and I snipped it and then mattress stitched it back together in the right direction, but this time I have done it correctly, so I'm really pleased about that. I think the last time I just switched the left and right shoulder, so yeah, let's just get this blocking. So welcome to my bathroom. I hope the sound is okay, but I usually, now that I filled the water, and I usually just use this wool wash. It's just one from like a normal grocery store, and it's just, I like to have it without any perfume and without any like all these marks that is allergy approved. So yeah, I will just use like the tiniest bit of this. You don't really need a lot, and then I will just let it soak in here for, yeah, I think I told you that I usually do around 30 minutes. Hello again. It is now half an hour later and we are gonna rinse this out. I will just take you guys along for me on how I do it, but yeah, let's just get going because this is a big knit and I think this will be a lot of powers that you have to actually squeeze all of this yarn out. The only thing I really focus on is not to twist it, just to do the least amount of friction as possible, since that can cause felting, especially when it's wet. So just be careful when wringing out your knits. But yeah, let's get going. Okay, so as you saw, I did wring out the water of the sweater, and then I usually just put it out on a big towel. I usually use 2 towels since the first one gets soaking wet. But I, just to spare the friction of the sweater, I put out a towel, just roll it up, and then I step on it, and then again I roll it in the other direction. So I just wring out as much water as possible. Then I fold that out and I lay my sweater flat. I don't use any like fancy blocking techniques or anything like where I use pins and stuff. I just lay it out and stretch it in the direction that I'm thinking is the best. So if I know that the body is quite long, I will stretch it out in the more width direction. And this also for the arms, if they are usually also quite short when you knit them, and then that will block out, so I usually stretch them as well as a little bit. So yeah, I'll just lay it in like my living room for a few days to dry. It is a huge sweater this time, so it takes up a lot of space in my living room, so we are probably not gonna use it as much these days, these upcoming days, but that is fine. So yeah, that is just how I block it, and I will just speak to you guys when it is dry and we can sew in the zipper, which I'm very excited about. It's not my favorite process, but I do really love the look of it. Actually, I love the way you can see like the casing that you have knit. So yeah, I'll also have to sew that down. I usually also just do that with a thread. So yeah, I will just speak to you guys when we are gonna do that. Okay, it has been, I think, 2 or 3 days where this has just been drying on the floor, and it is dry enough now to put in the zipper, which I'm very excited about. I also remember that I didn't really like this process of sewing all this down and then sewing in the zipper. I think it took a lot of concentration, also because I'm not really good at it. But now that I've done it once before, I hope this will go a bit quicker than last time. And then I also really hope that this has blocked out to the right size for my dad. I'm a bit nervous, and I'm also a bit nervous that it has been drying open like this, and then I'm a bit nervous to when I close it up that there's gonna be a lot of excess fabric right here in the middle. I can't really tell unless I just sew on the zipper, so I'm thinking of starting doing that right in a little bit, because it does take so long. But the feel of the sweater is amazing, and it looks like the color is amazing, and it's so soft. So I'm just excited for it to get done, so let's just go and do that. This is the final sweater and I will try it on for you guys, but it is super huge, so it doesn't really look that great on me, but it's super duper comfortable, like so comfortable. And that is all because of the Drops Nepal. I just really love that yarn, and I really love it for when you have to go, when the yarn goes over your neck like a turtleneck. This is just super soft and it doesn't itch at all, even if you have like a wool sensitivity. I don't think this itches at all. So therefore I also think it's great for gift knitting, and because then you don't really have to, then they should wear it because it doesn't itch. But yeah, I'll just put this over here, and then I just written some final notes on this sweater. This sweater took, I mean, I keep track of my sweaters in 2 different ways. I have days I've worked on the sweater, and then I've had days on the needles, and days I've worked on the sweater is 21 days, which I think is super good. I really did anticipated this to take much longer than 21 days of actual knitting days, because it is a huge man sweater, so I'm really pleased about that. And it's also been a joy to knit on, so you can tell that since it didn't take that long. But I've also had the days on the needles, which is 26 days. So since casting this also, I've had a few days where I didn't work on it at all, but I don't really know what I did those days. Maybe just some of my other projects. I do have a bunch of small projects, like what do I have? I have some ruffle socks and other types of small things like that, so that is probably why. This is of course the like a pattern I've just written out. That is of course the Zipper Sweater Man by Petite Knit, not the normal zipper sweater. So the difference I've noticed is that the ribbing here at the cuff is much shorter. On the women's side it is also twisted rib, but the length of the rib is also much longer, and that also goes for the bottom hem and also the cuffs. So that is a difference. I don't really notice a difference in any other way other than the twisted rib and the length of the ribbing, but I am happy. Actually, I did get this pattern and not just modify the women's pattern, since I don't really know a lot about the length of things. And the sleeve you had to modify quite a bit for the increases to get down and also I don't know how we would modify it, but I'm glad I got it so I can reference the real like men's sizes and not just the women's, because I always feel like the women's bodies are quite short in comparison. So I'm glad I got the designated man pattern for this sweater. I've knit this sweater in Drops Nepal in the color 8923 Sage Green. So that is a beautiful color, and I hope you guys can see like how beautiful like gray green it is, but like it just does look like sage. They really nailed this color for actually looking like sage, and I really enjoy it. And I have a few balls left of this that I need to figure out what to do with. So maybe something small thing for me in this color I would really love, but yeah, this is the size 2XL but my gauge is quite off, so it goes down to fitting the size of an extra large, of an XL. So just if you guys need with Drops Nepal, just size up. I mean, I had to at least, because I fit the gauge of the Drops Nepal, the 17 stitches, and I think the zipper sweater is supposed to be the 15 stitches. So I just sized up, and then I think it worked out quite well. I knit this on 5mm needles, so that is also the suggested needles, and I have just written down here that I've used 14.5 skein of the Drops Nepal for this huge sweater, which is also very, very, very good. I think for the women's size I did use around 11 or 12 balls, so that's also, no, I think I used 12 balls of the women's, and then I'm using 14.5 for the men's, so that is not that big of a difference for getting a size that's so much larger. But I also think that is something to do with the positive ease that is smaller in the men's pattern. But I feel like it's very affordable, because this yarn prices at 17.95 krona, which I will translate on screen to euros. And then also the pattern price, of course, is for me 50 krona. So I will also translate that, and that makes this sweater actually super, super affordable, since it is for all the yarn was 260 krona plus the 50 for the pattern, and that translates to 310 krona, which I've just written down here is about 41 euros. So honestly, I feel like that is super, 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 super cheap for this much of a thick wool sweater, and it's much more affordable than what the original suggested yarn would be. So it's about half the price, which I really, really appreciate, and also because I do love this yarn, so I just am super pleased that the price is what it is. But yeah, I just want my final notes to be that I've enjoyed working on this super, super much, and I really do hope that my dad is gonna love it and wear it a lot, especially here when it comes to like spring and it's just a little bit too cold to not wear a jacket, but it also is kind of, you get too hot wearing a jacket. So yeah, I think this is gonna be the perfect like middle ground for that right now. So yeah, and yeah, that's just all I wanted to say, and I really enjoyed working on this, and I enjoyed taking you guys along with me. And yeah, if you want to see more, please subscribe, and yeah, just bye bye.